Hello everyone, my name is Danielle and I'm from Cageless Readings. Today's pick a card is more targeted towards those who are just maybe being a little hard on themselves and are not seeing themselves clearly. So hence why I'm calling this Real Talk, what do you need to hear about yourself? We're looking for messages from your guides and advice around your current situation. I mean, you're obviously in some sort of situation that you're being hard on yourself, so that's what these cards here that you're going to choose from are going to be, as advice cards, specifically from your angelic guides. And then we are also going to be just looking at how your guides see you and what you're not seeing about yourself. So those two might come out kind of in the same cards, but we'll just see. So that being said, I'm going to clear the energy quickly and I'll let you choose your piles. Okay, so if you have headphones on, you might want to turn down the volume a couple of notches, but I'm doing this to ground you and balance you and just kind of clear the energy around the reading and just maybe even in your environment right now. So here we go. Okay. All right, so it's interesting, as I was clearing the energy, I feel like I was just getting the messages that there was just a lot of change going on for you all, and I think that is definitely why you are looking for a pick a card reading today. It's also interesting, I was like asking which rings I should wear because I keep not putting on rings just because with the work I'm doing now I can't wear jewelry. So I kind of miss wearing them, so I was like, alright, I'll just put on a bunch of rings for this reading. And that being said, I was like, I almost said moldavite. This is moldavite. Oh my gosh, I can't remember how to say this word that starts with an M. Basically, it represents change. Malachite, there we go. Like I was thinking this is going to be a lot of change for people. And also when I see fluorite too, I always think of a lot of change. So I don't know, weird. You might be picking up on that vibe. So anyways, let's look at your pile options here. We have for pile 1 this fluorite. I think technically you'd call it rainbow fluorite. Has the purple and the green in it for pile 1. Or you have the Angels of Abundance deck here. Someone wants to see it up closer. There you go. Your 2 options. Okay, pile 2 is going to be this piece of Lapis Lazuli, or I should say this Lapis Lazuli point or tower, or Angel Answers, oracle cards. Or we have pile 3 here, and we have this beautiful piece of green moss agate. And your oracle cards are Healing with the Angels. Okay. So if you need a few more seconds, I'll give you that to decide, and then I'll hopefully see you all in your pick a card readings. Hello, pile 1. So you all chose the fluorite or the abundance deck. I'll just put this right here for you. You know what? Maybe I'll lie it down just in case my cats jump on the table. It's safer for everyone. Okay, so I did just quickly pull some cards for you, just to save you time of me shuffling cards. we'll wait for a second to shuffle these cards for you. So the first question I had asked was just, how do your guides see you, more specifically your angelic team? We have Butterfly Rebirth, we have Black Bear Guardian, and we have Loon Intuitive. Aw, definitely a time of change. Lots of change. So interesting. I'm so drawn to family systems for this pile, specifically with kids. So like not all these animal cards have like young ones in them, but you got cards, you got 2 cards that have the young ones in them. So I don't know, I keep feeling like you all are parents or soon to be parents in some way. Seems important. Sorry, let me just turn off my watch notifications. Otherwise I'll just keep getting told there's a new appointment booked on my watch. Okay, which is a little bit annoying. Okay, sorry, they're not my appointments. It's just like a group appointment schedule app. So then it basically, anytime anyone books appointments with like one of 20 people, I get a notification. So they just go off all day on my watch. Okay. So, and then what they want you to see about yourself, we have child orphan, we have child wounded, we have trickster, storyteller, and addict. And I have to say, all these came up in the light attribute. So if some of these names or archetypes are intimidating you, I wouldn't sweat it. They all came up in the light attribute, which means they're lessons learned from challenges and difficulties from your past and past relationships, I think, as well. Okay, and are we going to look at these? We might as well put these out as well, since I already pulled them. We have Hurt Heart, I See You, and Knowing Heart, Heed Your Intuition. So that came through also as like some advice from your angelic team. Sorry, I'm just gonna, I don't know why. Sometimes in some piles, I feel like it's so important to make sure all the cards look straight and nice, and it just doesn't always work. I also can't get over, there's some red. I don't know, I feel like you guys are just, I gotta tune into this energy deeper before I say too much more, but I just feel like there really has been a lot of change from your foundation systems, from like who you were, like when you were, I don't know, even like a young adult to now. You've really changed a lot. You've undergone quite the journey. Like I feel like you worked on how to have confidence in yourself, how to have lightheartedness is almost like the word I want to use, like more joy in your day-to-day and not take things too seriously. You've worked on your connection, your spiritual connection, maybe your spiritual beliefs, meditation, open-heartedness, and just letting your creativity flow. I don't know, I just really feel like you've been on quite the journey. This is so interesting that this is coming through. I feel like it's almost like recognizing that you've been through a lot of different cycles and a lot of different growth cycles. So you might be someone where when you think about yourself and your life, you're like, that feels like lifetimes ago, or that was like 3 me's ago, like 3 different versions of me ago, or something like that. I just feel like you've gone through lots of cycles of where you've grown through habits and patterns and things that didn't serve you, and grown through that into this more mature energy, like this parent energy that I keep getting, this version of you that is very nurturing and caring. And I don't know, maybe some of you are even just trying to become parents. So maybe like some of you are trying to get pregnant, or your partner and you are trying to have a baby or something like that, because it's just so strong. I feel like there's just such a big message here for this file around your angelic team, saying like you are ready for this role. Like, so I don't know, you might be really hard on yourself if you're like being challenged with your child relationship, and I just keep getting that like you are very nurturing, you are very protective too. I keep getting that from the Loon card, where you you are more protective than you perceive yourself to be. I wonder if sometimes you feel like you're being too laid back or something, but I feel like you keep quite a close eye on your child or children. And it feels like the right level of protection, just enough room for them to learn how to, like, quite literally float or walk. Like, you're nearby to catch them if they fall, but you're not someone who's going to do all the work for them, so like they never learn how to grow. Does that make sense? I don't know. This is very specific and coming through pretty strongly. So it's so interesting because I almost was wondering if this was some sort of reference to like you learning how to nurture yourself as well. I think that is also there. Like, so I don't know. It definitely feels like this pile has kids or wants kids. I can't unsee that. That's the majority energy. So sorry if you don't have kids or are not thinking about having a kid, or currently trying to get pregnant or are pregnant, or a partner getting pregnant, or something like that, or have a surrogate. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Baby in your life in some way. All the ways it can possibly happen. There's too many now to list them all. But yeah, the hurting heart and the knowing heart. Heed your intuition and I see you. I just keep getting so strongly that it's like I know I was going to say how your guides see you, but I just feel like there's like such a big message around wanting to comfort you. I feel like something happened and it broke your heart. Definitely. Like the hurt heart definitely says a lot about that. But then this one over here, like the knowing heart, I keep being drawn to the fact that I see the heart has like exited the chest. Like I just feel like something happened to you that was really shocking and devastating and shook you pretty hard. So I don't know if I feel like there's some form of grief that you went through. So you could have physically lost someone, like they could have passed away, or I feel like someone might have chosen to end a relationship with you. Like it could honestly be friendship or romantic partnership, but I do feel like there's like this deep grieving and hurt. The energy is stronger around loss though, through death. So like I said, you take it or leave it as it resonates. So I just feel like there's such a strong message from the angelic team coming through about wanting to support you around this. And like they keep saying, like, we see how much you're hurting. We see how much you're hurting. We've seen how much you've gone through. We saw how much this shook you. They keep saying that. We saw how much this shook you. And I wonder if it's just even like, this is coming from a place of people being like, oh, you're like, you seem so fine or you seem so okay. But then I see like your energy is really this. Like, this is really how you're feeling. Like this woman is just in so much grief and sadness and is just devastated. It's just devastated. And I feel like people are not seeing that that side of you because you're just trying to be functional or something like that. You still have other responsibilities, I think, too. So you could have, that could be because you have kids, that you're having to get up every morning and like do the best that you can, even though you're feeling like your whole life is falling to pieces or your heart is just broken in many pieces. Yeah, so I'm so sorry. I want to read this card right away for you because I feel like this is a message that your guides are being pretty clear about, wanting to know that they see what you're going through and they know they know you're hurting and that you're hurting really bad. So it says, "Dear hurt heart, I know you carry lots of sadness inside you, that it is very easy for you to take things personally and to try to self-protect. You feel so scared, little and vulnerable inside that you have needed an armor of spikes to protect you. At times, people see you as cold and calculating, but in fact, you are so tender and sensitive that if the armor was taken off, you could simply bleed out. I know this is not necessarily how you started, but all the rejection, humiliation, neglect, cruelty have deeply wounded you. I see you. I feel your pain is deep. I know there are many cuts and scars all over your heart, and that you have been hurt and you have hurt. But it is a vicious cycle. Now is an opportunity to look back on the hurt heart story. It's time to cry the tears that have been frozen, and start to bring more light to the buried pain. I promise to start to nourish you with gentle, soft caresses, love, kindness, and warmth. So then in this deck, it does give a suggestion for healing this heartache or this heart pain. Imagine taking out this hurt part of your heart and holding it in your hands. Visualize a green healing light and send your heart this green light of healing strength and loving kindness. Speak to your hurt heart and let it know that it can become whole, wise, and expanded. Visualize taking out any symbolic spikes representing the hurt it has suffered and place them into an imaginary purple fire with the intention of letting go of old pain. Then send your heart emerald green energy with the intention of rejuvenating it. Place this energetic heart that has received healing energy back into your heart and take some slow, deep breaths in and out and allow the new healing energy to assimilate. Keep doing this process daily until your heart feels more whole. Yeah, so I feel like for everyone here, it could be a variety of things that have happened to you, but I feel like the overall theme is just them seeing how much you have been hurt, and even in these cards here. So, and you know what? It's so interesting after reading this card. I think that was even important for me to read for you as the card reader, because I see so much now about why your guides are saying, like, you're not seeing how you've surpassed and come into the light attributes of all this. So I feel like in your past, like, but obviously they see you as the ultimate transformer. Like butterfly, like symbolically, I feel like in almost all cultures, I'm not going to say all because I don't know for sure, I haven't done that much research into all the different ethnicities and belief systems, but I would say it's pretty safe to say that a butterfly represents transformation, rebirth, and the ability to overcome the limitations of any situation. And this is how your guides are seeing you. And the other thing I was going to say with the bear, like here it says guardian. Oh, look, actually it does say gentle. I was going to say, I always associate black bears with gentleness. I know it seems weird, but I see them as gentle. Gentle and wise, and they follow their heart. I mean, this is just my own opinion coming in a little bit here, but I always see that as they get curious about situations, but then they check in with their own heart and they go, does this serve me and my highest good? And then they make a decision. So that's how I see the black bear. And I mean, you chose me as your card reader today for this reading at least. So you're going to get my interpretation of the bear, the black bear specifically, which is very gentle. I think if I said grizzly bear, I would see it more as a guardian, but the black bear has a tenderness and a youthfulness and a joyousness that the other bears don't always, I would say, display or I associate with. And then the loon, gosh, the loon, this is someone, I just feel like this is just so symbolic of the yin and the yang energy, the balance of having been in your deepest shadow, but also having been in your deepest light. Having been in ultimate bliss, but also experiencing the ultimate lows in your life. And I just even feel like this has really taught you to be in touch with your intuition, to honor yourself and your soul through different times of your life. And this is what I'm saying that is coming through from your guides. So I just think they believe in your ability to completely start over and transform yourself again and again. I don't think it was a one-off. I really feel like when I see you, I see cycles. So many cycles that you have birthed yourself through and grown through with a wild amount of grace, whether you realize that or not about yourself. I feel like it's because you've honored yourself through those cycles. And don't get me wrong, some of you are being like, I didn't always. I'm like, I know the first couple regenerations, it was a little messier, but I feel like now you're more and more in this nurturing, loving energy towards yourself when you go through these phases, whether you realize it or not. And then look at that. I got really drawn to the frog here. A frog on a mushroom in this card reading. Interesting. I did the other day just pick a card reading where there was a frog and a mushroom for pile selection. So I don't know if you happened to watch that pile. I don't know. Maybe you're here from that. I don't know. I don't even feel any correlation other than the fact that I just see a mushroom and a frog on top of it, and I just did a card reading where that was a weird thing as well that came through, which is random. When do mushrooms and frogs go on top of each other? I don't know. Apparently more than once in a short period of time. Okay, sorry, getting distracted, focusing back on your energy here. Listen to the song of your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from this busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. Gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. So that is interesting. There's two cards here talking about intuition. Over here, you can reinvent yourself, open to the rewards of change. You have the brilliance to share with the world. Love every part of your journey. Yeah, so I'm so sorry, Pile One. For sure, you're going through something really chaotic. For sure. Whether it is grief from having recently lost someone, or it might even have been a little tiny while ago, or maybe even years ago, but you're just realizing now where it has impacted you in your life. I feel like, I mean, this is like the whole astrology thing. I feel like every year it just gets more intense. But I feel like there's been a lot of tower moments for people. I mean, if you're watching this as it comes through, I mean, like I said, I feel like every year it's just like we're getting pushed and pushed more to wake up to where we're limiting ourselves, or where pain and heartache and basically devastation is holding us back from receiving a higher love or more love in our lives. So I feel like for you, from what I can see, your guides may have given you some tower moments to make you demand better and more in your life for yourself, especially with fluorite. This is all about the heart, right? And I like with this one with the purple and the green, I always feel like it's like being able to see clearly, like the divine plan and following your heart to get there. I don't know, that's just how I see it, because I feel like I see it as your crown and your heart working together. I don't know if this is actual facts, it's just what I associate it with, so you take that or leave it as you will. But I feel like if you are currently in a tower moment that is new and it's reoccurring, because I can already see that you just go through a lot of difficulties and challenges in your life, a lot of rebirth, and I feel like you keep thinking this must surely be the last one, and then you're just laid down with some more chaos and another tower moment in your life, and you're like, when will these stop? You think that might even be what you're struggling with right now, is just like, I feel like you're so good at rebirthing and retransforming, but I just think maybe you're a little bit tired of always having to do this, and you're just waiting for some sort of consistency to come in or something like that. But I feel like they're just like, there's a little bit better for you yet, and we're not going to let you settle with what you have. We're going to like bump you forward again. So that's pretty clear. They're very, like, your guides are being very, very, very adamant was the word I was looking for. Adamant about that. There's something a little bit better, and I don't even think a little bit better, I think a lot better. And it's important that this tower moment happened for you, because like, I don't know if it was a relationship or what it was, whatever was going on in the situation, or it could even be a belief system where you were holding yourself back because you got like comfortable in the regular routine, but it wasn't actually, it was like holding you back. There's something around that. There's something about holding you back from like expressing this full, I don't know, I want to say love ability you have, your full potential. Like, I feel like you're very gifted individuals, and you have so much to you, and whatever situation you were in, it was like you were not even being appreciated or seen, or I don't want to say used to your, it doesn't quite sound right. Oh, you just weren't able to be as shiny and bright as you could be and should be, because I feel like you really have so much to offer the world. You've gone through so much, and I feel like I can still see your tender-heartedness. The thing that your guides are saying is that you can just definitely protect yourself but they understand why, because you have it, like, even in this last situation, I don't feel like this person or situation or whatever this thing was appreciated you and loved you to the point that you deserved, whatever the situation was. It didn't appreciate you to the extent you deserve to be appreciated. It didn't value you to the extent you deserve to be valued. And through this, I feel like what your guides are wanting you to see is that you aren't this undesirable child anymore. You're not this hurt, unlovable kid. Like, I don't know, that's what I keep getting from the orphan and the wounded. That is like you as a kid. You were not appreciated as you should have been. You were not loved as you should have been. You were not nurtured, which is why I think it's so big that you learned how to have this gentle, nurturing, loving, very, very compassionate and appropriate energy. Like, this feels so healthy, this energy over here that you kind of taught yourself. You were not role modeled this. This is as much as I can see. Okay? You learned this. You did the work for this. And I think this is where it's saying you, this whatever situation that you were grieving did not value you, because it still made you feel like the shadow attributes of this, where you weren't sure if you were lovable enough, and so you settled for it. You never felt unconditional love, so you're like, this is the closest thing to it. But there is so much better out there for you. Okay, I want you to hear that. There's so much better out there for you. I know it's so hard. I know what you're going through hurts, but the situation did not make you see how lovable and you're more than good enough, and how you are valuable, and enough shouldn't even be in a sentence with you, because that word shouldn't even exist with you. You are lovable, you are loved, you are valued, you are I feel like you're someone's everything. You're someone's everything. And whatever situation you're left, you were not being appreciated, and it was just re-triggering these wounds within you. So I feel like that is why this tower moment, this chaos, this loss had to happen, because you were not being appreciated as you would. I almost feel like you were being triggered by this dynamic in some way, to feel like you keep having to prove and being stuck in this and protecting the heart. And I think you were trying maybe to be more loving or be more heart opened and not be so armored, but then you kept finding yourself having challenges with that. And I think it's just because of the dynamic you were in. You were not actually in a safe dynamic to be that unguarded, if that makes sense. So it's tricky. Trickster, transcending conventions, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. We have ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols, and helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Yeah, so I feel like the other things that are coming through strongly about what you're not seeing about yourself is that I think, like with the trickster energy, I think you used to be a little more naive to people and their intentions. And I think even with the addiction card, there's a couple things coming up here. I feel like you saw past people's addictions to their highest potential, and that might even be like how you got in these weird dynamics in these certain relationships. And I think it's gotten better with over time, like with this rebirth and transformation thing going on. But then I also feel like it's saying like you do have some, or you have had some, you past energy, you did have some coping mechanisms that were not always serving you. And I don't actually feel like this addiction for you was necessarily like alcohol or drug based. I feel like it's more like type of person. Like if you were drawn to type of person or coping mechanism, behavior coping mechanism. But I do feel like you were drawn to people who have addictive behavior. So maybe they're like even addicted to working out. Maybe they were addicted, like I feel like there's just always like this battle with this other thing, a substance thing, something that is not real, and you. I think that is like what you've been challenged with in your lifetime, is feeling like you're trying to prove your worth to these people. And I want to be clear, this might not just be relationship. I feel like this could be at work. This could be in friendships. This could be in your family relationships, like with your parents or siblings. I feel like there's always this like this addiction. Like when I see this, this is like, I feel like I see you always being like, I'm good enough. I am better than that. I don't need to compete with this. And what I like about this coming through is that I feel like whatever has happened to you in this horrible tower moment you're gone through, you are realizing this. It might take some time, but I feel like you're gonna see that like you don't like being in that competition energy and you are trying to remove yourself from it. And the reason why you couldn't grow through this last situation is because the other person wasn't growing through it with you. So like they were still in this addiction energy of comparing, like, I don't know, I feel like they were still so much in their shadow and they were not going to look at it, that there was nothing you could do to grow through it. So even if, no matter what you would have done, pile one, this connection or this dynamic, I don't feel like you could have done anything differently. And I think this is where the knowing heart comes in, is I think even though it devastates you to know that you couldn't have done anything differently, it's still like this grief you have to go through. But don't beat yourself up about it, because I feel like everything here is saying like you were trying to grow and become your next evolution, and the situation you were in was literally gonna make it impossible for you with the way it was at the time. And like storyteller, like there's so much creativity coming out of you right now. So much. And once again, so much nurturing energy. I don't know, I feel like this pile is so supportive and loving and kind, and like I just picture, yeah, like someone just wants to put everyone under their blanket and keep everyone warm, and doesn't want anyone to feel the way that you're feeling right now ever in their life, which is maybe not really attainable, but it's just like that's your energy. You're very, very kind. So I don't know, I feel like there's like this you're beating on yourself kind of energy. And for some of you, the situation might even have been that maybe you couldn't get pregnant or something like that. I don't know, take that or leave that if that resonates. But I keep kind of being told there's someone watching where this is like the struggle is like not being able to get pregnant, maybe a relationship ending because of it, or something like that. But I just keep getting like you couldn't have changed anything, so don't be so harsh on yourself. Don't be so harsh on yourself, okay? Yeah. Your guys just see you as just like really, you're really like, I know you've evolved past your family system wounding, but like I feel like this is to such a deep extent that you're evolutioning out. There is just like this gap here, this little gap where you couldn't quite receive the love back that you were giving. And I think through this chaos, tower moment, chaotic situation, through this, you are going to learn to receive it back and to let it in. And this is so key for you to get that higher love, that higher relationship, that higher version of yourself that you're wanting. I hope this is making sense. The knowing heart. Heed your intuition. There's so much about intuition here. Pile one. There's so much. You have 3 cards all talking about intuition. You know, on a heart level, on a gut level, on a claircognizance level, you know the truth of the situation, but I feel that it's just hard for you to accept, like the ego, the fear in you is like, what if that's not true? Like, what if that's not true? What if this isn't what's actually happening? What if this situation I could have changed? And I keep getting, trust your intuition. You already know the answer. You already know there was nothing else you could have done. You were just at your point where you needed to grow through this and it needed to end. And I don't know, like I said, I really don't know how this situation turned out, but I just feel like it was divinely done. It was very divinely done. Some people might say it was soul contracted, maybe in your astrology chart. Like, I feel like this is so contracted that in your astrology chart, you might be able to find something that would basically say, this had to happen at this point in your life so that you could grow through it and become this next higher version of yourself. And I know higher sounds bad, but it's just my lack of knowing how to reiterate what they're telling me in an English language. It's like, it's your next evolution where it allows you to experience a greater, less conditioned version of love is so big. More limitless. You will be more limitless, because this questioning of if you're good enough won't exist in the next situation that you're in, because this person or dynamic you were in doesn't have this addiction to competition and comparatism, that's not a word, comparison. I can't speak all of a sudden. You don't have any blue, so I don't know why. I shouldn't have any communication blocks here. So I don't know what's going on. I can't quite figure out how to conjugate that English word, but you know, where they compare everyone to each other. That energy it wasn't going to work. It just wasn't going to work because that's coming from the shadow, and you're not coming from the shadow. You're not wanting to come from the shadow. You're trying to evolve through it and heal it. So it's not that you're ignoring it, so it no longer controls or exists within you and has that power over you. But whatever you were in, they weren't doing the same, so it couldn't work. It just couldn't work anymore at this time. And I even feel like if you're asking, like the situation or person will come back, I'm actually not getting any messages around that. I feel like it's just like, you got to let this go. You got to grow through it. Rebirth, decide what you want, raise your standards, nurture yourself. And like, this is like one of those funny moments where it's like the divine will bring you what you need in time, and it knows what's aligned. Because like I said, I feel like this is just what you're going through, and what's coming next is so destined and fated, like so soul agreed upon, that I think you could find it, in your astrology. You could find it in soul contracts. Like, I feel like we have free will, but I feel like this was so strongly decided on beforehand that it literally feels like, just let the divine take control, and it will not leave you astray as long as you're healing through this. And you're recognizing how you've grown and how supportive and loving you are and nurturing you are. You're so nurturing, okay? I feel like I have to keep saying that. They're very big on that. They're like, you're so gentle and nurturing. You're so gentle and nurturing and protective, but in a very beautiful, loving way. Not in a jealousy way, but in a very like, I just want to see the best for you way. Whatever happened, you did not get appreciated for this. Maybe someone even like manipulated this about you. I'm not sure, because you are that at your core. You are so that. You're so intuitive. You're so connected in with what's going on with yourself, and you need to remember that, okay, pile one? You need to remember that, because even with a trickster and storyteller, like, I feel like this is I feel like you have been in relationships. Like I said, it could be friendships, parent relationships, spouse, romantic, whatever, coworker, boss, where they can spin a story around the truth, and you just take it. Like, it's like, you're like, this wound of feeling like you're not good enough, and you have to fix everything or something like that, or you're not nurturing enough, you're not loving enough. This false belief is what has allowed these trickster storytellers spinning people to infiltrate your life, because you take that because you have that wound. But if once you heal this, which I have to keep saying, your hurt heart is healing that wound, this trickster, storyteller, spinner, I'm going to say spinning energy, will not be able to affect you, because you'll be like, tune in with yourself and be like, no, I didn't do that. I didn't intend that. I don't know. You'll just be able to see it differently. You'll be able to see the deceit and the lie and the manipulation behind it. And you'll be able to see that they're coming from their shadow, because this pile for sure is very intuitive. And I feel like you can see that around other things that other people can't. But because this wound is so deep and is what's next for healing, it's just like what you've missed in people. But like, I'm going to keep saying, you're not going to miss it again. This is freaking destined for you to figure this out, so that you can experience this higher love, this higher acceptance of your whole self that you deserve, okay? And for some of you, I feel like if you're like, I want to build a family with someone and I keep not finding the right person, I feel like I wouldn't worry about that. I feel like the next person you're coming in with after you've healed this is going to offer you that family system that you've been wanting. They're going to be the one where you're like, I actually feel supported, safe, secured, loved, accepted, balanced in the nurturing and giving energy. That's going to be pretty important. I don't have any fear for you, because like I keep saying, I feel like this was so destined to happen in this way. it's so fascinating. I keep getting from your guides, it's like it was gonna take you this long to see your value, because there was so much. I mean, you've gotten better and better every time you've upgraded and transformed, but this was the deepest wound. And it wasn't easy, and it's not easy to just forget, but I feel like it is so on your radar now. You're not gonna overlook it again. And with the fluorite, yeah, all about healing the heart. I feel like seeing what's true. So, oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. It's sometimes hard being a card reader and seeing, like, you just see people's purest of hearts, and then you see how they don't see it about themselves, and then you see how other people have not looked at their own shadow and have put it on other people, and it just, like, devastates you a little bit. It makes me go, I'm so sorry that you haven't found people that respect and love this beautiful energy that you offer out, because you are very sweet and sincere, and I feel like you're a rare gem, okay, Pile 1? You're a rare gem, and other people haven't always made you feel that way. And I'm so sorry that you've been so hurt by people, and that you are going through a really hard time right now. Okay, that being said, I think I want to leave these out. We're going to just pull some cards here for advice for you. And the other thing I keep wanting to say is, like, I keep being drawn to the partnership thing too. Like, these two birds are together. I don't know if they are this, but, like, I don't know if you've heard of whiskey jacks. They're really cute birds. I don't know where else in the world they are, but they're around here in Kenmore and Banff, and they're very sweet birds. They look like so fluffy, and they make me think of penguins, even though they're not penguins at all. I think it's just maybe like baby penguins where they're fluffy. I don't know. You can Google it, and then you're gonna be like, what on earth is Danielle, like, smoking over there in Canada? They do not look like penguins, but I don't know, I keep thinking penguins. But even that being said, like, I always think of penguins as, like, they choose a mate for life. And what I love is, like, you know, the lady has the egg, but then the man will sit on it while the lady goes and gets, like, the food and comes back. And it just feels balanced. Like, you need someone who actually wants to go in equally and do the work with you. So once again, if you're here being like, I have kids, or I want to have kids with someone, and I want someone who's supportive, like, I feel like through this wounding and this separation and this time alone, sorry I didn't say that before, but I do feel like there's going to be some time alone for you, and you're going to find this beautiful penguin match or whiskey jack match. I don't even know if whiskey jacks, hopefully let me Google this, because I'm like, if I'm rambling and I have the name wrong, usually Spirit helps me out here and gives me the right name, and then I'll forget about ever knowing what that thing was again in my life. That's just how these things work, though. Here we go, Whiskey Jack. Okay, oh shoot, it gave me of course there's a street here named that. Of course, I should have known that. It's Canmore, like, everything's named after an animal. Okay. What? It's giving me Canadian J. No. Gray Jay. Okay, you know what? Maybe it was Gray Jays, technically. Actually, wow. These must be that. They look so much like them. Gray Jay. Haha! Also known as the Whiskey Jack. I'm like, I swear, guys. I swear. Whiskey Jack, yes. Canadian Whiskey Jack. They, like, are so friendly, they're so loving, they're kind of like little scavengers in some way, but they're so adorable. So, like, when a mountain raven flies at you, you know, you run. But when a whiskey jet flies at you, you're just like, oh, you're so cute, let me give you, like, whatever you want. Maybe that's even the problem, is maybe that's how you've been with people, is you're just like, oh, I love you, let me just, like, give you whatever you ask for, but they haven't been giving it back to you. And that's why it's so important. You're gonna find someone who comes with the equal energy to you, okay? It's so funny, I almost feel like I just want to cry for you all. Like, I feel like you've been through so much, and you feel like maybe a little despairing, like will it ever get better? I just keep getting that, and I just want to cry and be like, yes, it is. I see how valuable you are, and I see how wonderful you are, and someone is gonna be able to see that in you. I feel like other people do see that, but it's like, it's almost like because of this inner child wounding, I almost wonder when someone thinks you're super great, if you are almost like, oh, that might be a red flag, like this person might be pumping up my ego, but really it's like, no, those people actually do think you're great and amazing. It's the ones who are trying to put you down that are not the healthy people, and I feel like those are the ones that you keep finding, and different varieties of them. Like some are like very obvious, and then I feel like you've advanced past that, and now you found like people who are like more sneakily putting you down, which is not great because I think it makes you feel more crazy or something like that. Sorry, I just suddenly really need to take a drink. Whoa, I'm just water. Maybe you do drink sometimes. Maybe that is a coping mechanism. Drinking alcohol, I'm not sure. Or coffee. No, I think it would be alcohol. I'm just drinking some sparkling water in my cute cat mug that says good morning on it, even though it's not morning anymore here. Yeah, sorry, that was random. I feel really scatterbrained all of a second. I was gonna pull cards for you, and I'm all over the place. Yeah, give me a second here. I feel like sometimes, you know, like if you're just kind of in that energy as a card reader, often I find our energies change a little bit so that we can feel into what you're experiencing, but it also sometimes means we can also get a little scattered-brained as well. I feel like you've probably noticed this in any YouTube intuitive pick a card reading. We all kind of have different slightly personas in each pile based on the energy we're reading. Okay, this is so sad. But because this reading was going on for so long, I actually just recorded another 30 minutes and just was about to pause the video and finish your pile. And then I looked up again and the camera battery just died, and as soon as it does that, it erases the whole last video. Ugh, I'm so sad. So sad. I was actually like, oh man, I feel like this was like such a good card reading. Obviously I didn't say something right. Because then it always gets erased, so I don't know, maybe I got too much in my ego or something. I don't know, I didn't feel like that, but you know, maybe this is even a lesson. This is an unfortunate lesson for me to give to you, I guess. If literally this was all just to tell you, sometimes we don't know why and we just need to let that go, so shit. I'm so sorry. I'm probably not gonna make this another 30 minutes. I'm just gonna say what yeah, these were the cards I pulled for you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I feel so sorry for my own time here. Okay. Oh, I should have paused. Okay, anyways, it's so funny because I feel like this was the energy I was talking about for you. When I was doing this, I was like, you kind of can be really harsh on yourself and you take accountability for things that you really have no business being accountable for. And here I am now being like, no, the card reading, it's all gone. What could I have done differently? All my fault. I don't know, it happens, unfortunately, a fair amount, and usually I just move on. So it's interesting that I feel harder at moving on right now. Okay, anyway, so I also just think I can't remember what I did say in the last 30 minutes versus the 30 minutes before that I've been recording, so sorry if I repeat things. Okay, so what I was saying was, I don't know. I don't know what I was saying. I don't know, I got cut off. Okay, so a lot of cards here going on about the... Oh, this kind of sucks. I'm like, I don't know if you even heard my tangent about cooperation and competition energy. I think so. I think you would have heard one of them. So basically, just like when this came out, I was saying that I find this a really good confirmation that the situation you were in before, like, forced you to stay in that competition versus collaboration energy, which is just not at all aligned with who you are. I feel like you're just very compassionate, tender, kind souls, and you just like are phasing out of this. Like it's just not where you want to be, and it's not like what serves you. It's limiting you. It comes from like fear and all this stuff, and I feel like you know all that. So I feel like you're coming into that energy. I also see you with abundance mindset and all the chakras here showing up. I feel like you're clearing out this belief system, this wound around being good enough, or like, you know, taking on other people's stuff. I think that's clearing out of you on a really deep level. And I really feel like once that's gone, like I just feel like nothing's gonna hold you back from abundance, from manifesting in what you want. Because like when your heart just sees that you're deserving of it, because you just already manifest from such a loving place and from like the highest good of all involved, I think just naturally in who you are, like it's just gonna come in like this, like just constantly flowing in a figure eight. Like it's limitless, it's infinite, it's never gonna stop because there's no limiting belief holding it back. That seems important. I also feel like, once again, I'm thinking of the fluorite and the heart chakra card and just all that just makes sense to me. I don't know, maybe you really like fluorite right now. That would make sense. Organized for success. So I do feel like there's a lot of clearing going on. There's a lot of change going on. But just trust that this, like, sorry, my voice is getting raspy all of a sudden, that all of this is happening for the best. And successful funding, I keep getting drawn to that kid thing. So if you are actually wanting to have a family or have a kid with someone, I am not worried for you. I feel like I see it coming in. Also, look over here, like God is your source. Like I feel like there's so much energy around. You're going to find the supportive person, the supportive situation, where it all comes in as it should. You're so loving. You know, you're such a loving, nurturing pile. I keep getting that again and again. So much clearing, so much going on there. I do feel like this could be the time, if you're feeling called to it, to see a counselor, a wellness coach, you know, some third party person who can support you through this transition, because this feels like such old belief systems that you could maybe use someone to help you move through it and support you through it. And I just feel like that might speed it up. And I don't know, I feel like space holding is really important. Like you can go deeper when someone's holding space for you right now. Take it as it resonates. I think you'll also be able to see the situation clearer. That's the other thing too. I feel like you don't quite see how wonderful you are and how many opportunities you've given people in situations. I just feel like there's like a third party insight that could really help you out in working things through and talking things through. But I could see if you're interested in like a coach, because I feel like you want to kind of set a goal and you do need to share and be supported, but I feel like you want someone to help you move through it. So you could also probably find a counselor or therapist that does that, but I think that's what you're looking for, someone to help you move through it. Not just like repeat back what you're saying. I'm sure not all therapists do that, but I don't feel like that's the kind of therapy you'd be looking for. And then once you see the successful funding, I feel like I just see like whatever you decide, like it will find its way. It will all work out for you. I mean, like kids, money, whatever. This all feels so divinely done. So the divine isn't going to just drop you on your face and be like, sorry, we gave you this tower moment, now figure everything else out. I feel like you're really supported in this time by the angelics and divinity in the universe, or whatever you want to refer to, because I feel like they orchestrated this was contracted, they're going to help you move on to the next thing and really see your value. And the power of prayer here, just remembering that your level of manifestation energy right now is really heightened. Really, really important to be cognizant. I don't know why I can't conjugate words in this pile. Weird. Okay, but it's a thing for sure. Every time I try to conjugate a word, I kind of trip up on it. So, yeah, I feel like it's just like being very mindful that you have a lot of creation energy, a lot of manifestation energy right now. So be aware of what you're manifesting in. Do so deliberately and intentfully, and you can get things that you want, you know? Loving, supportive people. You're a penguin. I hope you heard that rant. Maybe you didn't. That probably was the start of when I paused it, about the penguin versus, you know, balanced relationships where the penguin, like, the male will sit on the egg and then the lady goes get the food and comes back, and they, you know, it's just a balanced relationship. I think that's what you want in all your relationship dynamics and situations. No more you doing all the work, okay? I don't know why I want to say seahorse, but I don't know if that's so funny, because don't seahorses, like, the ladies have the eggs but then give it to the man and then leave? I don't know. I don't know why that came up. I feel like no more seahorse, penguin. Penguin energy. So if that means anything to you, cool and awesome. It's so hard to reread cards a second time sometimes, especially when you're really into it the first time. You got so many messages and you're like, I just don't remember what was said or what wasn't. The basics were, you're super amazing. If you're coming across card readings where people are being like very aggressive or firm with you, it's probably because they see how like wonderful you are, and like they're just like trying to protect you. What do I mean by that? I feel like if a card reader is picking up on your energy, so like me, for example, I can see how beautiful your energy is, and then I can see this like energy of the past coming in and kind of manipulating you and making you take accountability for things you're not accountable for, and just I feel like as a card reader, sometimes card readers can be like, don't ever go, don't do this, don't do that, you know. And I'm sure I might even have done that a little bit in the card reading, but it's just because we see how like beautiful you are, and we hate that we're seeing you being manipulated or having been manipulated in the past, that it's just like we just start putting in our opinions. So if you're watching little YouTube pick-a-card readings and you come across some of that, it's just like a big brother, big sister energy coming through, being like, I don't like that I see that someone so nice and wonderful is being so mistreated or devalued or not appreciated. I don't like this. I don't know what to do about it. So then we're kind of firm with you. And so sorry if that came through. And I'm sorry if you're coming across that in other YouTube pick-a-card readings, but just know it comes from like that not knowing how to help you and not wanting to see this energy repeat itself and thinking you're so great and then being like, how do I do this? So anyways, okay. Thank you for hanging in there in this reading. And also just another thing I might not have gotten caught on this recording was, if you're feeling really ungrounded right now, which is totally normal because there's just a lot going on, there might be a stone you like to carry that helps you feel grounded or connected to your heart. It literally could be a piece of fluorite now that I think about it, or it might be a stone that you associate with your root chakra that you just need to hold to remind yourself to ground and connect in with your body. You're safe. This is a hard time, but you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay, because I think on a deep level, you know you want something more balanced, equal, and loving. And you're on your way there. Whatever situationship you were in, it's no longer holding you back or blocking you from being able to experience this. Okay. Just want to be like, I love you all, pile one. Good luck, and I wish you the best. Hello, pile two. So you chose the Lapis Lazuli or the Angel's Answers deck. So I did just take a second to pull some cards for how does your angelic team see you? Oh, hummingbird. I love that. Whoa, and eagle. I don't know, this feels like a really cool combination. And ladybug. Why do I say that? Well, the hummingbird, I actually, funny enough, actually, when I think about it, this morning I was like Googling the spiritual meaning of hummingbird tattoos. And then it came up like why the eagle is so different from the hummingbird, which is so funny that that came through. And now I'm doing a card reading, pick a card reading where it seems relevant to have Googled that. Well, the hummingbird is all about being tender and sweet, is what I mainly got. And it's all about someone who is very good at thriving and resilient, but not just resilience, not just surviving, but like thriving. Does that make sense? They're stronger than they give credit for. And I also feel like there's like this graceful energy, and they're of course all about transmuting and shifting out of situations. And I think too about the ego and mastery is it's so well known. I feel like this is like the feminine energy and this is like the masculine energy. So it's so interesting. I feel like you must be pretty balanced people. Like I feel like you know how to be in your emotions, and then you know how to take action. But both see situations clearly. You know, like mastery, good luck, ladybug. Oh, also funny things. Hummingbirds are also apparently supposed to mean good luck. So seems like you have a lot of luck on your side right now. Or you're just a lucky person or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if I really believe in luck. Maybe if anything it just means you're really good at following your intuition, as you have the root chakra and the crown, which to me just means like well balanced, and which comes up again like balanced with these two, balanced there. I don't know. A lot of balanced energy. Here it says you're a bright energy. Let worry go and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. You bless the world with color and good luck. You are a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Sorry, you are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. You are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracles of happiness. Which, by the way, not all these cards talk about you being like a joyful, brilliant, bright thing that everyone loves having around. So seems like a theme for you, that you uplift the people around you when you're around. Wow, that's definitely a message as all these things fly. And whenever you see a hummingbird, I feel like, at least around here, we all pause and are all like, oh wow, a hummingbird, what a rare gem to see. Like, we're always so excited and it's like the greatest thing ever. So you might just be a rare gem of a person, I think. And definitely beautiful. You're beautiful. I think it's inside and out, as we have like, I don't know, I feel like all these things are associated with sort of like a gracefulness, a beauty to them, and like an awe. So I don't know, it seems like I really feel like whoever you are, pile 2, you are a rare, spirit's funny sometimes. I was gonna say you are a rare bird. And I'm like, we're looking at birds. Oh, it's such a bad joke, but I don't know. I was literally gonna say it and then I realized, wait, that's a bad pun. I can't say it like that. So, sorry, just getting readjusted here. Yeah, I just feel like you're very rare, in the most valuable way. Most valuable way. So anyways, let's see for what you are not seeing about yourself. We have poet, child wounded, shapeshifter, detective, and thief. And then once again, ooh, very earthy people. I feel like you're very earthy, which is funny because these are all flying things, which would like associate you more with like air. I think you're just really good at changing. Ooh, which might even be why you're so earthy. Like you're good at be staying grounded in transformation or something like that. I don't know, I keep getting the well-balanced thing though. I can't stop seeing that. I'm like, you're just so well grounded and balanced. Like I feel like you understand how to be in the 3D world or the physical world while also being very connected with your crown chakra in the spiritual world. So I don't know, I think you're really cool people. That's what I keep getting. I think you're just really cool. Definitely a rare gem. That just keeps coming through. And then with the eagle, like, yeah, I just feel like you have a lot of wisdom. I even feel like just like being around people, they learn a lot through you. You might literally be a mentor or a teacher, quite literally. And then the fact that you chose Lapis Lazuli, I just feel like, yeah, you really see things. You really see things, really see people. With the detective and all that. And going on over here, the shapeshifter. This is interesting. Shape-shifting card. A skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. Yeah, I actually feel like you really do see more than what people give you credit for. It's super spiritual pile, I would say. I think you probably work in the spiritual field, in the spiritual world. Definitely something of the sort. Very connected. Sorry, I'm just like keep pausing to tune in a little and be like, okay, what else do I need to hear about these people for pile 2? Okay. Yeah. Definitely have a strong mentorship vibe. I keep trying to ask, are you actually a mentor? I don't know if you actually, I think you might be. Some of you are, some of you aren't. Some of you don't like to be associated with that, and that even makes sense with your energy a little bit. Where like you don't mind teaching people, but like I feel like you might fear the word being called a teacher or a mentor because you're like, I am just this small hummingbird or little ladybug. I'm not just a great eagle or something. I don't know. There's like a weird thing going on right now. I don't know. Maybe you guys like Star Wars or something, or like Jedi's. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that's like the voice that popped into my head when I was like starting to talk here. I don't know. You guys are kind of quirky. I think you're a little bit odd, maybe a little geeky or something. But it just adds to your intriguing personality that you have here, and very diverse. Like I feel like even when I'm looking at this, like you just like are such an interesting combination of interests and knowledge. Like I feel like it just varies from one thing to the next. Like you just have so much knowledge about random things. Okay. Star Wars thing was weird. It threw me a little bit for a loop there. So, poet expresses soul insights, symbolic language. Detective, great powers of observation, intuition, desire to seek out the truth. Awakens compassion and desires to serve others. Okay, yeah, I have to keep saying this. I feel like you do some sort of healing work. I don't know quite like what it is, pile 2. Like maybe you're into Reiki, maybe you're a physiotherapist, maybe you're some kind of practitioner. Because I feel like I see you finding creative ways to figure out what's going on for people and help them heal. Like I just keep getting that. Why is this coming through in like about you reading? I don't know. I think you have this rare ability to see situations differently from other people. So you are probably very gifted at what you do, whatever you do, for this healing practitioner role that I can't quite identify. You're a complex person, but in the best of ways. That's like something I want to say too. Like you have this delicate feminine energy that is beautiful and like, I don't know, like gorgeous. And then you have like this masculine energy which allows you to be so accomplishing in the world and I feel like very successful in your career. And then the ladybug, I just love that. I feel like it's just like this gentleness where it's like realizing that you're just one of many things in the universe and you're all living in shared space or something. Like, I don't know, you're quite complex. Like I said, in the best of ways. Like you just have a lot of knowledge and wisdom and I feel like a life experience. You retain a lot of knowledge, which is really cool. Which is why I feel like you're so good at being a practitioner of whatever you're a practitioner of. Like this mystery thing you can't figure out. Yeah, detective, shapeshifter. I actually like sometimes I feel a little hesitant about this shapeshifter card because sometimes it's like not knowing thyself, but I actually get this so clearly and strongly that you know how you can see other people in all potentials. So you can see their highest potential and their lowest potential. And this is even why it comes up with the detective is like you're really good at seeing that. You're also good at seeing like I think you're good at seeing people's wounded energy and when they're coming from the shadow and when they're coming from love. So yeah, you're very cool people. I just already know that. Okay, you're super cool. People probably find you very interesting, but not a lot of people can understand your complexity. Like they just actually don't understand you because this is like well, you're just very, very complex, multifaceted, and most people I feel like kind of fall into one archetype or something like that. You're just not that. You just were never gonna be that. Yeah, and I really want to be clear. Like this is for the best. This is what allows you to be as gifted at your job as you are. Sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. Yeah. With this thief card coming through, I was wondering if you're just watching this card reading because you might just need a little like a little boost, you know, like maybe you've been working a lot and people haven't been fully appreciating or valuing you, or you're like, am I even helping people? And the answer I'm getting is hell yes. Yes, you are. You just, yeah, you're really gifted at what you do. Keep doing it. You are helping. You are making a difference. You are great at what you do. Don't doubt yourself. And I even like the poet card because I feel like you're just so good at communicating, which is interesting. Like, look at the love coming out of this person's mouth. I think that's you. You are quite unique at whatever it is you're doing, which I still can't define. It almost makes me think of my friend who does biofeedback, who is very gifted at it. And I'm sure there's other people who are good at biofeedback, but it's her that makes biofeedback so amazing and helpful. It's her. It's the human behind it that is the game changer. It's not just the machine. The machine is a small fraction. She is the everything. That's what it makes me think of. So I feel like you're like a rare practitioner where you just have this amazing ability to communicate compassionately and lovingly and clearly. You come up with creative solutions and you can see the whole situation. And the detective, this is what's so interesting, is I feel like in your profession, whatever you do, you have to be able to see around people's limiting beliefs and what they can or cannot fully admit to having done or not done. So I don't know what you do, but you're good at it. Okay, that's all you need to know right now, is you're really good at it. I think you've mastered it to some degree. I would dare say you have mastered it, but I think what makes me feel like I shouldn't say that is like you all are like, no, I don't know. Is anyone really a master? Everyone's always learning. I know. You've pretty much mastered it though, okay? You've got that figured out. You're so well balanced. In the physical and in the emotional, in the masculine and the feminine, okay? You're nailing it. Okay. So advice cards. What do you need to hear right now? Pile 2 from your loving, supportive, angelic team around whatever situation that has just brought you here. So I feel like this pile might get some just words that answer your question that I don't understand. So let's just be aware of that. Especially with this deck. Ask your angels, helpful people. No, haha, that's kind of what I was expecting. I was expecting a yes or a no. And I was going to be like, I'm not going to know what this means, but you're going to know what it means. So that's all that matters. And we're going to do 6. Okay. Oh, apparently 7 for you. But 8 is divine feminine. So let's do that. Okay, so this is where I actually don't know how helpful I'm going to be here. Pile 2, because I feel like there is a big question and you just got your answer. No, not the right time. Other opportunities are going to come in. Ask for help from others and trust that it will all work out for you and that big happy changes are on its way. That's what I'm getting from this. And I always see helpful people as now, like since I saw it once, I just, for some reason, this energy keeps sticking to this card of Jesus in the Last Supper, like having your supportive team, like all these apostles who believe in you, who see your value and know your worth, being surrounded by those people. So I feel like, I don't know, if you're wondering about your career, I feel like you have helped so many people. All these people will help you back. There's no need to worry ever about anything, I think, because you've helped so many people that you have like this amazing network of humans who would help you out in a heartbeat. No, that is to whatever question. I feel like your ego is like, not loving that answer. Don't know why, but I'll just leave that for you to figure out. Big happy changes. I love this card because I feel like this is embracing your heart energy and just going into it with love and not holding back. Big happy changes. Lots of opportunities coming through for higher abundance. And what I like about this is I feel like this is what you've been trying to manifest in, because I feel like there's such a draw to the heart chakra and whatever you've been calling in. Not the right time. I actually feel like this might be about a romantic partnership. So the no in the romantic, not the right time, I think could be romantic. Yeah, it's so funny. I keep thinking about the violet flame, Saint Germain or something, the violet flame. I don't know, maybe that means something to you, but I just keep getting, I don't know, something about compassion and just not the right time. Don't know what that means. I'll leave it to you. And then ask for help from others and trust. So I actually feel like this is so interesting because I also am seeing this as a partnership card. So maybe you just need to, like, if you're with someone, need to, like, ask for more support or something from them, you know what it means. This pile is so smart. You already know. But yeah, I just get that pretty clearly. Asking if you're dating someone for support, or if this is you and you have all these people. I feel like you could even meet someone really amazing because you know so many people, and it won't be someone you directly helped, but I think it will be like a friend or a sibling or something of someone you've helped. Like, I actually feel like you've helped so many people that you like know thousands of people through them. Like, I don't know. I feel like you're very well connected, pile 2. Very well connected. And just trusting that everything is happening as it should be. I also get like ascension. Like, I feel like maybe you've been hoping that you get more clarity on something, and I feel like you will. Trust that that will come in, and you'll just know the answer, and you'll see it clearly. Yeah, you've definitely been asking about something around love life for sure. But I just keep getting, I don't know, and just take this as this resonates, because this could be very specific, that I don't know, I feel like it's not the right timing. The person you're inquiring about isn't quite the right one. Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of confusing. There's 2 different things going on. There's some of you inquiring about who are not with someone, if you're inquiring if this is the right person for you, or like the next big soulmate, and I get no, but trust that that person is coming in. This is where that Saint Germain messages come through strongly, so maybe you want to look into him. And then if you're with someone, and I think if you're asking, I feel like if you're asking like, are you going to marry them or something, I'm also getting not the right time. This person needs to change a little bit to be fully aligned with you. They're not fully aligned right now. I don't know what's going on there. I'm sure you've listened to other pick card readings about it, or you already have the answer yourself. But I keep getting someone, like, not the right time. I feel like someone isn't in the right heart space. I don't know, they keep saying haven't developed enough, or isn't compassionate enough, or I don't know. Saint Germain, you gotta look up that guy. He's got a message for you for sure. I don't know what it is. I keep trying to ask, but he's coming through strongly for guidance around your situation. Could be a whole another 2-hour reading, so maybe that's why I keep trying to tune in. They're like, there's a lot there, but like they're not giving me any of it. So anyways, ask for help from others and trust that this is all working out for you. I really do believe that. You're well connected, and I feel like you have quite a big group of people who would support you if you were to ask, but I don't know if you always ask for the support back. So yeah, lots of purple, lots of gold, which is super awesome. I feel like that's just like you aligning with what's best for you, knowing what you deserve, and knowing to ask for it. Got that vibe from you for sure. To just kind of get to the ending of this, we have here just maybe a message from your angelic team around what you're going through right now. What is your heart going through right now? Final advice. Okay, we have recovering heart. It's actually a very beautiful card. It's like a dove coming out of a rose and some fire. And number 26 here. I'm going to read this for you just to kind of end things. Dear heart, I know you have been through much struggle, grief, and brokenness. In many ways, life has not turned out the way you dreamed, and I am sure that at times you have wondered what you have done wrong to deserve the torment you have encountered. Some of your injuries have been so immense you probably never thought you would be able to recover. At times, you will still hold your breath and struggle to get through the day without falling apart. Yet after all the loss, grief, suffering, you are still standing, my dear heart. In fact, while something deep inside you may have shattered, something new and more pure has also been born. You have become deeper, stronger, and more conscious of what is truly valuable in life. Your ability to have compassion, express kindness and patience, and take the higher road has amplified dramatically. You are not only on the road to healing, but to also knowing who you truly are and have the capacity to become. I actually love the compassion and kindness thing, because that's really what I was kind of getting with the poet card and like this shapeshifter and detective. Like, yeah, I feel like you're really good at honoring others and having compassion towards them, despite maybe them showing you their worst side sometimes. Okay. The heart healing. So this is what it says you can do to help heal this. So if you feel called to, it says, place your hands on your heart and take some deep breaths in and out. From the depth of your soul, acknowledge what you have been through and reflect on where you are at now in your healing journey. Give yourself some credit for how far you have come. Ask your heart what it needs in order to communicate. I keep saying weird words. I keep reading a word that doesn't exist on the page. It says, ask your heart what it needs to, I did it again, what it needs in order to continue reviving, then making a list of steps you can take on a daily basis to help fill your heart's cup. So I kept trying to read, even though it isn't on the page, to ask your heart what it needs to communicate. Which, I don't know, it just seemed really important, what it needs to communicate, to receive or something. So maybe that makes sense to you. Or maybe that makes sense in some way. Yeah, I feel like you're in a bit of a conundrum right now. I don't know. I feel like for some of you, you just ended a relationship, maybe because you felt like it wasn't serving you. And some of you, I think you might be contemplating ending a relationship because it wasn't serving you. And some of you might be like having just ended one and are thinking about going into a new one, or like some kind of like, maybe you're still with someone, but you were drawn to this other person. Ooh, that's definitely someone here. Where I get the no and not the right time. And I think there's like that heart reflection of like, why are you even being tempted by this other person? Are you even in a relationship that you should be in if you are thinking of leaving for someone else who is a little more interesting? So there's just like a lot of reflection here. Some need isn't being met. And I think that's why the heart card, I kept miscommunicating it as, what does your heart need to communicate? What do you need to communicate to this partner? What do you need to communicate to this potential partner, maybe? Something like that. Sorry, not potential. The potential one, I feel like I'm getting a pretty strong no. I mean, you take it as it makes sense, but the partner you might currently be with, I feel like there's something that you need to communicate to them. Whew, seems like a hard conversation, but Saint Germain, I don't know what he's got for you, but it seems really important. Go find Saint Germain. The violet ray. I don't know, like the violet ray of flame or whatever, isn't it all about like transmuting energy or something? It's so funny how like you can know something and then when it comes up in a card reading, you don't know the right meaning for it, so your mind will go blank, so that you have to go and look at it. So yeah, you have to go look at that up. This card has the strongest energy though, in my opinion. This one right here, not the right time. Speaking to me loudly. Okay. I want to clear the energy for you all. That's what I want to do before I let this pile go. If you're okay with it, I just feel like you could use it. If you have headphones on, you might want to turn down the volume a little bit because this is probably kind of loud. But I'm going to do so now. Okay, good luck, pile 2. Good luck. You have some things to reflect through. Hello, pile 3. So you chose the moss agate. And I'm just realizing for the other two piles, I pulled the cards ahead of time. And for some reason, I didn't think to do that for you. So I guess you're going to sit through it. So we're just asking all in the highest good and love and light for pile 3, beautiful moss agate energy. How do their angels or angelic team see them? Okay. I think I just want 2 for you. Okay. And we're also just going to ask, what is pile 3 not seeing about themselves that their angelic team would love for them to see? All in their highest good and love and light. Okay, I think we want 4. Yeah. So we have here Coyote, revealer of truth. Don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. Okay. And whoa, that's so funny. When I first saw this card, I thought it was the lynx, and I was like, no, that's not a lynx, it's a coyote. And here's the lynx. Keeper of secrets, take time out from the world and be the observer. Nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowing. You see other secrets and keep them sacred. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength. So interesting. Both cards are known. Like, I mean, coyote's all about trickster energy. And basically learning not how to be tricked. And here we have the, like, keeper of secrets, observer, the lynx, like, waiting and seeing what happens before acting. So this is interesting. I don't know if this, like, let me look at this. I don't know. I don't feel like this is, like, who you are as a person. I feel like this is a lesson you're going through right now, which is always funny because it's not what I asked the cards for, but that's what I got them from. So I do feel like this is a lesson you're learning. Okay, so interesting. Are these all reversed? Oh my gosh, that would be a hard lesson if you're going through all this. Okay, I don't know. We'll just put them upright and then I'll just feel into them. Okay. Yeah, no, I think this is correct. Okay, so I want to be very clear. So my original intention was this is the energy you are, but I actually feel like this is an energy you are learning. That is what I'm definitely getting. And the lessons you are learning around are these here. So Don Juan, that is what's really sticking out in the Virgin card. So this one talks about seduction and sometimes like being being fooled by the attraction to something. So it could be something new, something you were never allowed to have or experience, or something that was denied from you. That's kind of what I'm getting. And then like being drawn to it, but not seeing the shadow attribute of it. So I feel like this is like seeing past people's charms and learning to see the whole situation. This is what you're learning. So I think this is why this like observer, these 2 observer cards, like not being tricked and learning to observe before acting. Reacting is what I actually want to say. Reacting to the situation or taking action or making decision in the situation. Very interesting. Whew, sorry, I already feel like this has been a hard time for you. To get these 2 cards means you probably just similar to some of the other piles, went through a tower moment and might have fallen on your face because of a situation, and I'm sorry for that. I can tell you're going to come out of this stronger though, because I even feel like me saying that you're like, I don't really care at this point. I just don't want to keep experiencing this, which is even why, like, I feel like it was a pretty bad situation. Like, it like felt pretty gross, and that is like, I feel like there's a lot of manipulation or something going on here, or false attraction. I don't know. I almost feel like there was like, you perceived a dream version and then you got a different reality. That's what I keep getting. There we go. So when I get the teacher card, I feel like you were meant to learn from this experience. You've gained wisdom from it, and you are not going to repeat this mistake. So much also around healing, healing through this teaching moment, and also like maintaining symbolic purity of heart. So I also like this Virgin card coming through because it does tell me a few things here. It tells me that there's a bit of like, I don't want to say naivety in a way that, I don't want you to take that the wrong way. I just mean like unfamiliar, having never experienced this, whatever situation you just came through. So like you really just like didn't know what red flags to look for or what warning signs were there, or like you just were like, oh yes, this is going to be this and it's great, but you were just seeing the one side of it, and not the whole situation. So be easy on yourself, because I feel like it was just like you had no tools to be able to see that, and now you do. That was the healing moment of it all, is you now have the tools, and you know to wait, take your time, observe, trust your intuition, trust your deep knowing, your claircognizance, but don't forget to still enjoy life. This is definitely also where I feel like the coyotes coming through too, like where it's like like revealing of truth. It is still about having fun and like not letting it, say for example, never trust someone again, or never fall in love again, or never trust a situation again. It's just like coming at it with greater wisdom, and seeing the whole situation, not just the one facade. There we go, facade. That's the word they're telling me to use. Facade. Sounds so fancy. Okay, and a child and external. We have determining to remain young in body, mind, spirit, ability to see things with fresh eyes. Yeah. And they're flying over sunflowers. And I love this. I feel like it's transforming how you used to see things, but it's not holding bitterness or resentment towards anything. That being said, I feel like I need to Google the spiritual meaning of moss agate. I was thinking of it as like just connecting in with nature, Mother Earth, being more present outdoors, like even like meditating. So like maybe when you go outside, that's how you like really connect in with yourself, with the environment around you, with your Earth Star chakra or something. But I gotta Google it. It feels so important for this pile. Moss agate, spiritual meaning. I mean, you could always Google it, but I feel like sometimes people don't do that, so I'll just do it. So it says moss agate is thought to be a stone of new beginnings. It is said to boost self-confidence and self-esteem and help you to let go of past and move forward into the future. Moss agate is also said to be a stone of abundance, helping you attract wealth, prosperity, success into your life. Yeah, I think that's a very fair stone for you to have been drawn to, because I think that's the energy you're moving through. Learning, new beginnings, not getting stuck on the negative lessons, like not being like sulking about it, but being like, I'm going to learn from this and I'm not going to experience this again. I'm going to learn to observe. I'm going to learn to not act out of impulse. That could be another thing. Maybe you were like known to be impulsive before or something like that, or occasionally impulsive, and now you're starting to see things for what they really are. Not just, like it keeps saying, not just the facade that people show, the facade. I don't know why I have to keep using that word, but that is the word they keep specifically giving me. So that all being said, it's so funny. Pile 1 was like, it felt like hours long, and then I accidentally lost part of the recording, like 30 minutes of it. So I'm fascinated how the last 2 piles are moving quickly, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe moving too quickly. Who knows? Anyways, let's just pull some more cards. Here we go. So what advice or guidance for pile 3 around the situation they're in? What's going on? I mean, they're here inquiring. What is in their eyes good for them to know right now from their living angels? Okay. Nope. They're like, nope, no, blah, blah. We don't want those ones. Okay. In their eyes, good. Okay. Nope, we didn't want that one. Your cards are so... You're very indecisive right now. I think this is the problem. I think you're super indecisive about what you want, about what you want to do. Like, do you even know? I feel like that's like a vibe going on, which is maybe why the grounding, new beginnings, releasing the old, forgiveness around yourself and the situation and the people involved. And forgiveness, I feel like, is important so that it doesn't keep you stuck in that energy of learning. Wow, blue, so much blue. What is going on? Okay, manifestation, friendship, Archangel Michael, and blessings. I'm just asking, with your energy is very third eye and working on the third eye and seeing things clearly, but this is very communication based. What? An old energy. Oh, there's such old stagnant stuff coming out right now. That might have been triggered, or that might have come through this wounding around whatever this weird situation you were in brought out in you. I'm trying to make sense here, but I don't totally understand what the situation was. I even feel like whatever situation you were in, where it didn't turn out how you wanted, how you dreamed it to be, and it kind of, I feel like it ended kind of messy for you. Or the situation was just messy. There's something, it's messy. There's some messy energies and emotions going on. And I feel like disappointments and stuff like that. But I feel like that was a blessing in disguise. And it just brought out something really old, some really old stuff. Some old stuff to heal is how I see it. And to put compassion on it and to release it. Like, what is that expression? Keep the lessons and the love and release the rest. I think you're in one of those moments. Like, so whatever the situation was, I think you just need to keep the lessons and the love and get rid of the rest and like let go of the situation. Does that make sense? Okay, I think that's what they're trying to say. Especially with the Archangel Michael. Oh my gosh, I'm cluing in now. Sorry, I was a little slow there. It's just like, I don't know why you've given me Archangel Michael and you're not telling me anything about why he is here. But it's definitely that. He's a cord cutter, so he's the one who will come in and clean up energetic connections and stuff. And I think that is what I'm seeing so strongly with these cards. There was not good communication in whatever the situation was. And it's so interesting because I feel like your energy is a little confused. You're confused about what you want. And I see it coming out in manifestations. Like, you're kind of manifesting a situation and then like the opposite of a situation. Does that make sense? I think this makes sense to you. I am not understanding because I am not seeing the situation. But say, for example, maybe you're trying to manifest a new relationship right now, but then you're also trying to manifest in like an old relationship at the same time, and they both can't exist at the same time due to the dynamics of the relationship. Like, you only have one spot to fill, and you're trying to fill both with two different manifestations. I think that's like the confusing thing I'm getting. Like, I'm confused. And I think the advice here is just like, spend some time in meditation and figure out really what you want. Oh gosh, okay, I'm getting like so many different stories coming at me. I don't know. I think it could be because you're not sure, or because there's just a bunch of different energies coming through for this pile. Like, there's some of you who are intentionally trying to manifest a friendship with someone, and you know who I'm talking about. I feel like you're thinking about them a lot. And then some of you at the same time, or just different people, because I'm very confused with all the energy going on and all the thoughts and all the, it's just a lot. I think you just are you think a lot. You're very big thinkers, which is crazy that you can act impulsively, I guess, when you think so much. But yeah, I don't know. That's so interesting. Okay, I'm getting lost in all these thoughts that are coming at me. Also, some of you are also trying to manifest in, like, I see miracles. Like, I feel like you're trying to manifest in a new beginning with something. But then I'm like, if this was this situation, it seems like you know this situation is done and over with, and it feels like complete. So I'm a little confused, and this is where you'll just have to know with your own intuition and you knowing what the situation is going on. I don't know. So confused. Why, oh my gosh, I think you were actually this confused. Oh, my brain like literally hurts trying to figure it out and follow all the thoughts and the stuff coming through, and everything's like a half manifestation of a thing. So that could even just be the message, is like, I think you need to spend some time in meditation where you're not thinking. This is like, you think chronically. You're a chronic thinker. Overthinking things. I'm laughing because I'm like, I don't think those words sum this up. Like, this is a lot. This is stressful. Wow, you must go through a lot having to think about all this stuff all the time. But you need to get in connection with your heart. Yeah. And the fact I keep being drawn to these little fairies. Oh, I keep getting like, you want to know that magic is possible. Magic and miracles are possible. They think magicals, I don't know, maybe you lost someone. Maybe something ended with someone and maybe you're regretting it. This is super specific. Okay, so this might not be everyone here, but I feel like some of you ended a relationship with someone and you want it back, and you're trying to manifest in what you see as a miracle for them to like forgive you, because you're feeling guilty about something or hurt about it. And sorry, once again, this could just be one person. It's very specific. Very specific. I keep getting that. It's like it would take a miracle to get them back. And then some of you are actually just trying to manifest in like a friendship with this past person. I don't know. I keep seeing like, also you just want to manifest in more friendships with people who are more supporting of you. Like, I see these two people taking notes and they're just like giving all their attention to this middle person. And I don't know why I feel like that's like, I don't know why that's energy I feel like you're wanting. Maybe you're wanting, I feel like you want to be someone's muse. I'm so sorry. This is like the randomest reading I've ever done. I'm so confused about it. So I'm so sorry if I'm like making no sense. I'm like, what? What? So yeah, I don't know. I feel like you want to be someone's muse. And I don't know. Maybe this pile is actually trying. I wonder if you want to be in a polygamous relationship or something. And maybe this is part of the trying to manifest in what you perceive would take a miracle and would be so unlikely. Because I feel like there's you in the middle, and there's these two people who are like enamored by you. Yeah, so maybe this pile is having to choose between two people and who they want to be in a relationship with. And you're having a heck of a time. I mean, this is so not where I thought I was going with this. I mean, it is hard to see this reading clearly because there's so much going on. I keep saying that. I feel like I need to let that go. I'm sorry. I can't understand it. I feel like you don't understand it. And there's like this guilt and shame around being honest about what you want, which I'm so sorry. Like, I hate saying this stuff and then being like, I'm sorry. I don't want to put this on you. That's what I'm getting, and I'm so confused around that. Or maybe your person left you for another person because they wanted to be like admired by multiple people. I don't know. I'm so sorry, pile 3. There's a lot of people's energy, and I think that's even what's so confusing. And I definitely think, like, I don't know. I almost wonder if, like, this Don Juan person that you kind of saw only one side of is someone you aren't totally feeling ready to let go of. It's like you're kind of manifesting them, but you also know you need to like cut ties with them because they're bringing up a lot of old triggers and wounds. And then I feel like I think there was a third party energy. I think they might have cheated on you or left you because I feel like they just want to be admired and appreciated. Like, it's not the healthy version of Don Juan over here. This is like a bad version of Don Juan. Sorry, I shouldn't say bad. A shadow aspect of Don Juan, because it doesn't feel like it's being done in like a loving, truthful, honest way. And I feel like it's too, like, when I look at this friendship card, I just keep seeing the person in the middle needs their ego inflated. It's not coming from like a loving place. So if you're inquiring about someone and wanting this relationship back, I don't think they're very loving people. I feel like they're so in their shadow, and they just want, like, I just keep getting that they want their ego pumped up. They want it pumped up. And I even realized, like, as I was trying to read it, I think I was like briefly channeling, this Don Juan's person's intentions, which was super confusing. And then soon I was like, I don't want this energy. Like, this energy is weird, and this is not the person I was reading over here. This doesn't feel tied to them at all. And then I realized, it's like, I think it's like a person, that you're Don Juan, that I'm reading right now, and they are so confused, and they do not know what they want. And they can't even make a decision, because they're coming from what they're just wanting attention and validation, and they cannot give you like this goddess deserving energy. Like, I feel like you don't need to be feminine, but I feel like the Don Juan is really representing sort of like this sexual aggression and like needing a lot of appreciation, their ego's pumped, like not the healthy masculine energy, but that's what's coming through. And then I feel like here's your energy as like this divine goddess, and you're wanting honesty. You see the shadow. You're okay. You have a shadow side. You're okay about your emotions. You just want to be you, And then I feel like this person's energy that just like came in there and like essentially kind of felt like just randomly hijacked your reading. By the way, like, what was that? What was that? And their energy was not nice. Like, usually, like, you tune into someone's energy and you're like, I can see the best in you. And that was just like, they didn't know anything about themselves. They didn't even know, they were like valuing these two different people, like you and whoever this other person is, as like, what do they have the most offer me? What one is the most exciting right now? Like, they couldn't even see your depth. So, they're Don Juan. They are not like worth your time. It's not the sexy Don Juan where, like they're gonna like, I don't know. Is there a good Don Juan? I think technically there is, but in this, I can't even see it right now because I'm so blinded by this person's ego. Not yours. This other person that you like were in a situationship with or relationship with. Like, I think you were probably in a relationship with them because your attachment to them, I think you're having a hard time letting go. Because when I see this with Chico Michael, like, oh, I feel like when I see his energy here, he's just like, this sounds so bad, but I almost feel like I don't know how to put this nicely. Like, I feel like he is disappointed in this person. Like, I don't know, I almost feel like if you felt like this was like a soul match, and like this is also where it's like you're learning to see past the facade people show you. Like, I feel like there was actually an opportunity on a soulmate level for this relationship to have, for this other person to have learned their lesson and looked at their shadow, but they didn't learn it. And I almost feel like, I know our angels are never disappointed in us, but I almost feel like I see Archangel Michael in this condition just, like looking down, shaking his head, like, why did you have to do it that way? Like, that just, like, was probably nicer ways. Like, that's the energy I keep getting. So it's just, I don't know. I feel like you were really left devastated and hurt. And I feel like there's a need for you to retreat and heal your heart. And I want to say celebrate you, but celebrate your emotions. Like, you are beautiful. You can feel the depths of yourself, and you're not afraid of that. This Don Juan can't. They can't. They can't even see themselves. They just want this energy. They want to be in a throuple, or even like I feel like they would be maybe even in a cult where they were worshipped. They would be okay with that. I don't know if they're always going to be that way, but their energy is so intensely strong like this right now that I would not wait around. This doesn't feel like a good, safe person for you. But that's just my opinion. This is definitely my human opinion coming through. But I cannot believe he just came in and hijacked. Sorry, I said he. Sorry, Don Juan, the masculine energy there, whoever this person is. I do get that it's probably more likely male. But it doesn't have to be. And I just didn't like that. I didn't like it at all. So anyways, that being said, retreat, be outside, feel through your emotions. I know you're sad. You see people's beauty and their potential, and you fell for a dream. But the problem is that that dream wasn't real. They showed you only a depiction of themselves. Like, I feel like just like a fraction of who they really were, and they didn't show all this other stuff. And they really aren't someone who is feeling the depths of their soul. They might talk and say they do, but like, I just saw it. It wasn't that. I'm so confused. They just so confused. Overthinking. They're the ones overthinking, by the way. You might be overthinking more than normal, but that energy was all theirs. I need to clarify that now. Now that I can see clearly what's going on, and I even feel like maybe you didn't see clearly what was going on because their energy is so confusing and intense. So don't beat yourself up either if it took you a while to see what was really going on. Okay? So we're going to pull a card for you around just like a message you need to hear from your angels right now around healing your heart, because I feel like you are in some pain right now, some disappointment, some heartache. I feel like you probably got betrayed in this, like with this third party thing going on, and this person just needing like their ego boosted to feel valued or anything really. That's can only imagine what you went through. Okay, so anyways, from the Angelics in the High Skin Love and Light, what do we need? What does Mile 3 need to hear? Okay, longing heart. I actually kind of want another one. Okay, longing heart and daring heart. Learn to lead from wisdom. And this one says, value what you have and more will appear. So I'm going to read this one for you. It's number 32, if you care to know the number. Oh my gosh, where did I... Here it is. I was like, where did I put that guidebook? I have cards everywhere. Oh, look at that. Well, I opened it on this dragon, or daring heart. I'm trying to say dragon heart, daring heart. It says, dear heart, I love your daring nature and willingness to explore beyond the norm. You have a tendency to push the limits of love and fate, and your desire to live every moment to the fullest is exhilarating. Your valor and leadership qualities are going to be greatly necessary in the imminent future. It is important that you give yourself time to relax, strengthen, and recover as you are about to enter a battlefield. You will be required to lead from wisdom and instead of pure emotion or passion. All the skills you have learned in the past now need to be refined in order to utilize in the most effective manner. You are a sage in the making, so if you slow down and listen to your intuition in what is about to ensue, the results will be rewarding, but if you ignore your insights, then disaster will arise. So I am definitely getting it strongly. I feel like it's telling you that this is going to be hard for you, but I think it's really important that you know your value and you see this person for who they are. And I feel like this pile's greatest risk is falling back into this old pattern with this person and then reliving through the cycles again and again. Because I don't see their energy currently shifting, and just like what I briefly saw, and I'm sure what you've experienced, I can only imagine, like communication is coming up so clearly. I don't think there's honest communication. I don't think they can give it to you because they don't know themselves. I just almost said they don't know thyself. Random religious slur. So maybe they had a religious upbringing or something like that. I don't know. Even with the Archangel Michael card looked like a church window to me. Okay, anyways, so maybe that's just confirmation for someone. But I feel like it's saying as hard as this is going to be, this is time for you to be as strong in yourself as possible and know that you deserve better. Or I shouldn't say that. I can't make a choice for you, but this energy isn't changing, so do you want to go through this cycle again? I do feel like there will be more Don Juan energy in reverse. There will be more fear of intimate unions coming from this, because wasn't valuing you, wasn't honest. Observe. Don't get fooled by the trickster energy. That's the kind of information I'm getting, but it's tricky when you get like a very biased opinion for a card reading, and I'm like, you know what, I can't make a decision for you, but it seems like there's a lot of guidance saying you don't want this, right? Like, you don't want to go back through this cycle. But there was love there. You had love for them. You did fall in love with the dream, or with the persona the person showed you, and showed you very deeply or consistently. And then I feel like something happened, and you could see all the true pieces all of a sudden, which was probably very hard. Okay, so I'm going to read this one for you, and it says, "Dear heart, I know you are tired of waiting, longing and pushing for things to happen. There is so much confusion flowing inside you. You know that things occur in divine timing, but you are wondering whether your most earnest desires are real, or they are just a fantasy. The truth is they are a bit of both. There are parts of you that are stuck in the past where you dreamed of being loved in a perfect way. However, you are being called to let go of your old illusions and be willing to allow yourself to grow and mature. Connect within and reflect on what you know, and have confidence to explore, knowing that life and love come with ups and downs. No matter what age you are, there is a great opportunity to learn, evolve, and value what you already have. Profound love is on your doorstep. Are you willing to let it in?" Yeah, so I just feel like it is really saying to you to take some time to see past the beautiful illusions and fantasies that you were shown by this person, and ask yourself, do you want a greater love? Do you want to experience a mutual love, a balanced love, a true love, not just one that shows you all the fancy things that you wanted to see? You don't want a Don Juan. You don't think you do, but it's up to you. You have free will, and it's just like it's really an acknowledgement too of understanding how hard it is for you to release this, but knowing ultimately it will lead to way more beautiful things. It's that hard place right now for you, beautiful pile threes, where it's like you're being told to trust in something better coming when you have no signs that it actually will. But this person doesn't deserve you, not in the energy they're in, and you deserve to not be so tormented anymore in your relationships. I feel like I see this person, and I feel like I see stress, constant worry and anxiety, because, well, I think there was horrible communication, and always wondering if you did the right thing or the wrong thing, or if like you said something wrong or right. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of second guessing yourself. It might not be in that way, but I just see that. I am so sorry. I feel like I gotta clear the energy for this pile, because this is like a heavy thing that you're going through, and I'm just trying to support you the best I can from the other side of the camera. So yeah, retreat, meditation. I feel like you trust in manifesting someone better. Someone who can give you what you are putting out. And I feel like the miracle is going to happen is just like knowing that your perfect match is out there, and you don't need to settle for this level of manipulation and shenanigans happening.